Hey everybody, this is Nick Carnes here with a very sunburned Network 216 exclusive training camp reaction video. And wow, saw a lot today. And for those of you that saw my last video, one of the things that really stuck out to me was just the fact that the offense was having struggles. You could see there was clear frustration on their part. And I haven't been in training camp in a couple of days. So I was curious. I was like, well, all right, how have things changed since then? And I can tell you this. The Browns absolutely. So the biggest struggle that the Browns had last time I saw them was that the red zone was rough. They just all of them, and it wasn't just Kobe or Deshaun Watson or Josh Dobbs. It was everybody. And so for whatever reason, the passing offense in particular just could not get in the end zone. So today they spent a great deal of practice time working on red zone drills and also hurry up. But they would hurry up down the field, right, and finish, and then they would stay down there and work on red zone drills. And so I can't say that it was a lights out performance today offensively because there were miscues. I mean, it's practice. That's why there is going to be miscues, and that's why you're practicing, right? But I can tell you that they did look better. Something that stuck out to me is that they were running a lot of plays in slow motion. So maybe Kevin Stefanski decided, okay, well, the execution just isn't here. So if we run it slower, we can get to where we need to be. We can execute how we want to, and then you can speed it up. So I noticed that, right, which definitely was a great simplification technique from him. That was great to see. So you know what? There's a ton of great stuff today. Cade York, let me tell you. And so anyone who knows me knows I talk about Cade York all the time. Well, they had him kicking today in practice and moving steadily back, and he got to about 50 yards. He did miss one, which, wow, that was the first time I ever saw Cade York miss. But Cade made a ton of them, and actually after practice, he went back and kicked from that same place that he missed and made it to a roar, like cheers from all his teammates. There must have been some kind of bet or wager or something. I guess I don't want to say that. There must have been some kind of contest going on between them because it was really interesting. Everybody was really excited for Cade, and so you love to see that consistency out of him. Aside from that, you know what? We were watching Jacob Phillips today for whatever reason. He had a great day of practice. There were a few different times, and they're not super intensely hitting, but they're still blocking, right? And Jacob Phillips got in the backfield a few different times. That was really cool to see. I think he and JOK are the true keys to this defense. But speaking of defense, so this time I was actually on the opposite side of the field where the defense does a lot of the drills. So I got to focus a lot more. And this was really my first up close and personal look at Martin Emerson. And let me tell you, that guy is he is just long and tall and big, the ideal what you're looking for. And there's been some glowing reports. Well, I'm here to say he had two separate tremendous pass breakups where he was just sticky in coverage and stopped what would have been a huge gain. So that was really exciting to see from him because you got to keep in mind with Denzel Ward still on the sideline. Martin Emerson's getting a lot more time to play. So is Greg Newsome. So is Greedy Williams and AJ Green. We saw a lot of really encouraging things from him. And so, you know what it was interesting is that there was a little side crew of the guys working with bikes and ropes and all kinds of other things that are working out. And Mike Woods was over there today after hurting his hamstring. That was really sad to see. But the guys that did make their return were David Bell and Anthony Schwartz. Now, I didn't see huge plays from David Bell today, but it was noticeable how much they were involving and targeting Anthony Schwartz. I don't know what the Browns have cooked up for Anthony, but you can tell that he is going to be a big piece of this offense. So that was a real sticking point. There were two plays where Schwartz had the DB beat, and Deshaun had him deep, and they just could not connect. But that wasn't Schwartz's fault. He was open, and they couldn't get there. So and you got to keep in mind this is Schwartz's first time running routes like this and doing that stuff with. I don't want to say he's never practiced with Deshaun Watson, but they certainly aren't familiar with each other. So that's going to happen, right? And especially when you have Olympic speed, and I think it's going to take some time to get timing down, which is why it's so important to see those guys back. And you know what? It's funny how the timing works out, right? Because on one hand, Mike Woods gets to use David Bell and Anthony Schwartz being out to shine himself, and now Mike Woods is out, and Anthony Schwartz and David Bell come back, and now they get their opportunities. So overall, I thought it was a good day of practice. You could see that the Browns have identified and are emphasizing places that they've struggled, right? And that's where they are working on the most. And that's really good to see. We've got a preseason game on Friday, so we're going to learn a lot more. Spoiler alert, they've been working on a few spicy trick plays with kick returns, punt returns, fake punts, a couple other fun things offensively. I'm not going to spoil everything, but you may see some of it. You may see them try it. So there's definitely a lot to be excited about. It was a great day at camp. I'm going to be there again tomorrow, I believe. But regardless, the most valuable thing you can give to anyone is your time. I am Nick Carnes. This has been a Network 216 YouTube exclusive training camp reaction video. Thank you for watching. See you next time.